There's a lawsuit that was filed, and it's a very important one to talk about. Let me give you the story, which is that Georgia is suing a player, one of its former players, a guy named Damon Wilson, because you see, Damon Wilson played for University of Georgia and got paid to play because college players are professional. They now get paid. And then he decided that he wanted to go play with someone else, and he went to Missouri. He actually became the top pass rusher, 4869. He became the top pass rusher for Missouri. Georgia said, well, wait a minute. We had a deal with you. We gave you money to play for us. You promised you would play. You signed a contract you would play. Then you left. Well, Georgia said, hold on. We want money back. It's a civil suit. And here is the clause that needs to be fought over, needs to be settled in court or in arbitration. The clause is that when you have a contract that you will do something and you get paid to do it, and then you don't do it, why would you be able to keep the money? That sounds very familiar to other contracts claims, doesn't it? That sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? A message to players in college. You are not sophisticated enough to be understanding what is happening when you are signing deals. You want the money. I get it. You're young. It happens with child actors. It happens with young people in any business. You are young and you want money, and you don't read the fine print. Have you ever heard of George Michael? And you don't read the fine print. But it's a pretty simple message I would like you to have. When you promise to do something and in return you get paid to do it, you have to do it. You can't have it both ways. I'm tired of it. These college players and all the people who are in favor of college players getting paid, guess what that means? That comes with responsibility. Do your job. You can't just walk away and transfer to Missouri. But nobody's ever sued like this. No university has gone after a player like this. It's the equivalent of a team going after a season ticket holder who doesn't pay, or a sponsor who doesn't pay, knowing you're going to get bad publicity. Is it bad for Georgia to be suing a player? Do you think that that makes them look terrible for looking at a teenager, or he could be 28 years old, and saying, you did something wrong, now pay up? I think it is wonderful. I think you have to have accountability on both sides of a contract, or why sign a contract? When you know that you have done something wrong, there's two ways to get around it. You can undo it, or you can pay the penalty for having done it. These college players are not going to get it both ways. These lawsuits are going to be successful that these schools are going to bring, and they're going to start bringing more of them. When players start getting sued and the floodgates are now opened, the settlements are going to be very clear. The contract terms are going to become more clear. You're going to have breakage fees. You're going to have portals within these collective contracts. You're going to have outs. It's like in professional sports. You get a no-trade clause or you don't get a no-trade clause. You get the ability to leave or you don't get the ability to leave. This is going to become a standard provision, and what Georgia's doing is putting itself in position as a representative of all the schools, where all people want when they're doing business is they want clarity. And this lawsuit is going to help start the process of providing the contractual clarity that is required so that everyone knows the rules, because it's all brand new. Players getting paid, players moving on. It's all new. So how does it end? The usual, tears in a journey. It is true that Damon Wilson will stay at Missouri. It is true that Damon Wilson will have to pay a settlement amount. And it is true that this will be the first of many cases of its kind. Why? It's just business now.